Hello friends, I'm Ketturah, and welcome back to our little corner of the internet. Today I'm going to show you how I made this dice box. For everyone following at home, here's the material list of everything I used for this project. This build starts with a small wooden box I got at the local craft store. I started with the teeth first, and for the teeth I used epoxy modeling compound and a variety of sculpting tools to give the teeth some realism and texture. While the teeth are drying, I started working on the base, and for the base I did the bulk of it with tinfoil, and then I went over the top of it with air dry clay. I thought this would be a good opportunity to answer some questions I've gotten in the comments about using foam clay. So, EVA foam clay adheres automatically to the foam base because it's the same material, right? Do you have to add water and pressure? Excellent question. In my experience, I usually add water and pressure to get the foam to stick. There has been a couple of occasions where I've forgotten to put down water first, and I haven't had any issues of it getting to stick to different types of surfaces like foam or tinfoil. Also, if I know a prop is going to take a little more abuse than just sitting on the shelf and looking pretty, I add a little PVA glue to some water for a little extra insurance. Next question. How hard does the clay get? Do you have to coat it with something or let it air dry? The foam clay does not get rock hard like a Sculpey or epoxy does. The foam clay has a little bit of give to it once it is dry, kind of like the texture of like a dense EVA foam. You don't need to coat it with anything to make it harden. Depending on how thick your piece is, it may take a couple of days though. If you have any more questions about foam clay or anything related to making, leave a comment below. Also, if there's enough interest, I'll make a dedicated video about foam clay in the future. I let the tongue dry for about 5 minutes to get a little bit of a skin to build up on the clay. So when I started manipulating it, it would rip a little bit and add a little bit of a different texture than the gums. When I was working on this project, I didn't really have a plan. I kind of wanted to feel it out as I went. I had a rough idea of how I wanted to look, but I didn't make any sketches prior to starting it, like I normally do. I knew I wanted the mimic to have purple lips, which is a pretty common color you see for a D&D mimic. I knew I wanted to have a lot of over-exaggerated teeth as well, and a pretty gnarly tongue that I could put a dice on. The rest of the stuff was going to be figured out in the moment. This was my first project back after my back surgery. I just wanted to hop right in and get going. After all the clay parts were dry, I sealed them with a brush-on primer. Last minute, I decided to give him some eyes. I made those out of epoxy sculpt and I used foam clay for the eyelids and the warts. Time to paint. I used a variety of acrylic paints for the mimic. Now that the teeth have set up, it is time to weather those pearly whites. I just used a wash of brown acrylic paint. I mopped it on, let it sit for a little bit, and then wiped it off. I I had a thought since I was making a treasure chest mimic that it needed some coins, so I had Pat print me off a small handful of coins for my chest. I didn't even bother priming them, I just gave them a quick coat of gold acrylic paint. Now it is time to assemble. I started with the bigger pieces and then worked my way down to the embellishments. If you are enjoying this video, can you do me a small favor and help us appease the algorithm overlord by liking, leaving a comment, and possibly subscribing? And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for your support. One final touch, I want to give this guy some saliva. I used a medium gloss varnish and some lime green alcohol ink. I hope you all have enjoyed this little video. Please leave a comment and let me know what you think about it. And I will see you next time. Now we have one less thing to do. Let's check out that finished piece.